Hello, today we will be using Onshape and we will be going through extrudes and some features within extrude we can do after the extrusion is done. We can add some fillets, some chamfers, and some radii and some draft. So let's get started.
Alright, we're going to start on the front plane. So we should be a little bit familiar with Onshape by now. Hopefully you watched the first video. So we will hide top and right, so we will only stay on this front view right here, and we will create a sketch on this view right here, okay? And we're just going to create a generic rectangle, okay? We don't have to put anything in here. It's just okay right there. So if we want to extrude this guy, we actually have to hop out of this sketch now. And let's say we wanted some sizes on this. So we double click on this sketch, get back into it, and then we can add a dimension here to this edge right here. So we wanted a 50 by, let's say this is 40, okay? 50 by 40. And now we want to build a block out of this, okay? So now we're going to go to our extrude function right here. So we're going to take this and we're going to extrude it, let's say opposite of this way. So we want to hit that arrow right there, it flips the opposite way, okay? Hit OK. It's going to create a brand new box because this is the first item on our session here, okay? So now let's say I want to add a fillet to this. So here's a fillet command. So we can add a fillet to all four of these corners if we wanted to. We could actually add it to this entire face too. And you can see it's previewing it already. Okay, and let's say we wanted a 5mm fillet. You know, it's going all the way around. Okay, looks pretty. And we clicked out of that. And this is totally modifiable. So we can go back here, double click on that fillet, and we can say, oh, we wanted a 4 instead of a 5, or you know, it looks better before. Okay. So now we can go to, let's say, oh, we didn't want a fillet per se. We can go in here, we can suppress this, and we can actually go and create a chamfer now if we wanted to. So let's say, oh, I wanted to chamfer this edge first. So chamfer these edges, okay, and then hit OK, and now you see the fillet's crossed out, so it doesn't see the same edges. So now if I grab this and slide it down, it's still not going to work, but it's going to try to work with what it has, okay? So we'll probably have to go in here and we can reselect these edges because the edge disappeared. So it says, oh, missing edge, we can fix that, no problem. All right, so we got the back surface, and now we want to click this edge, these edges here, so we can re-add those fillets to here, okay? All right, I think we got everything, so okay. All right, it added those nice fillets to there, okay? So next, we're going to go with a draft. Let's say we need a draft on this part, a 3-degree draft. So we're going to choose our neutral plane, so it's going to start from here. And then our entities to draft, it's going to be these guys. So you can actually see it already pulling it out. And say we want to pull out these 4 edges. Most likely we want to pull out everything on this face, you know, in the same. And we could see it highlighted, so I'm going to click over here on the back, and it sends me back so I can see what it's doing as it's drafting the entire surface. And yeah, that looks good. So if we look at top or back, we can actually see it's drafting the item for us, okay? And now let's say we want to, we'll mess around with that after a second. Shell. So let's say we want to hollow this out and we want a shell thickness of 2.5. We should just click on that top surface. It starts to shell out that area. And let's say we wanted to add some draft to that, you know, we could add draft, or let's say we want to add some ribs before the draft, okay? To create this rib, we're going to create a sketch, and we would just create one line on the very top here, top surface. So let's take one line from here. Let's say we wanted that line 23mm from an edge, okay? The sketch cannot be solved, okay? It's over constrained, so we can get rid of that 23. Because we must have chose midpoints, that's why. So let me undo that. Let me add another line, and this line shall be blue now. And then if we choose a dimension from this edge to here, Should let us do that. 14. Okay, so yeah, it's black. So now it's constrained 100%. So now we can go to my rib. I click on sketch profile, which is sketch 2. Then parts, it is this guy. And then we see it moved to this plane right here. So it says parallel to sketch plane. No, we actually want it to normal to sketch plane. So it then fixed that rib for us. Okay. Okay, and if we want, maybe we can add another one. Let's add another, not extrude, we want sketch 2. Where's sketch 2 at? There's sketch 2, okay. Let's say we wanted another rib. We want to make this super strong. Put another rib end line, okay. And then it automatically popped up because it knew that we wanted everything from sketch 2 is included in the rib 1, okay. So now, let's say we wanted to add some draft on that. We could choose a neutral plane, this guy right here, or faces to extrude. I'm sorry, entities to draft. So it's going to be all these faces. We're going to bring them in. Okay. And this will, actually this is opposite what we want. We don't want them to be pushed like that, because this then causes, if you're going to do this in a plastic injection molding machine, you will actually cause the core to be stuck inside of there. So that's not desired. So we would do the opposite. So I just flipped that opposite direction, and that fixed that for us. So now if we look down on the back surface, we could see these like lines. Actually, no, it's opposite what I wanted already. So I think it was okay to begin with, but I just showed you how to check it. So now you know. All right, we can see it looks kind of goofy here, so we can clean up that. We need to go back in and we need to select these edges right here. Okay. Okay. Let's see if I can hide everything. Yeah, let me go back to normal and see what I'm doing. There we go. Now I can reapply that. What this slider does, I just showed you. We go back here. What this slider does is it shows you like transparency of it, and it shows you that it disappears. So if you want to make sure that you chose all of these edges, you know, you can do that. Okay. So that shows us it's drafted now. If we go back, we can look and we can definitely see that draft surface right there. So this is definitely needed when you are thinking about plastic injection molding. You know, anything that needs to, a core needs to come out of there. So you need to have that positive draft. Okay. So next we got hole, so we can create a hole, metric size hole drilled, and we can just place that hole. Select points, the sketch points to place holes. So right now, let's just say I want to put it right there, and that's quite huge. So if I wanted to actually have a location, what I'd go is I would create a new sketch on this surface, and then we could add a point, okay, right here, and then we can dimension that point. You know, the point is from this origin here, we do 27, and then origin to here. And so after I do this, the point will be secured, locked down, and now it's going to be controlled by those two dimensions that I made. So now we can go to hole. So I place the sketch is there. Okay, it's 14. I don't want it 14. Maybe we'll do M5, 5mm hole. All right, so it just shows you holes drilled through there. Okay. Next thing I think I should show is thicken. So we can thicken up some surfaces. We can change some surfaces to be thicker. We can see that's changing automatically. We can choose all these. It's not liking. Okay, as soon as I chose that extra radius there, it allowed me to do that, so I can thicken all of that. Okay, you can see thicken just worked. Okay. And close. No, we're gonna go with the. We don't have loft set up, stuff like that, so that's later. If we use the mirror command here, we have to show a plane, but as we re-highlighted that plane, it allowed us to mirror that. So one cool thing about the mirror function is I should be able to make a change to this thicken here, and it will automatically thicken over there. So let's change thicken. Let's change it to 2 millimeters. It doesn't like that corner. Let me try 1.5 millimeters. Doesn't like that either. How about 0.5? Okay, it will allow 0.5. So we should be able to see both of these changed. So the thickens should be identical. Yep, because it mirrors it at this point right here. So that's pretty cool. Linear pattern. We'll go over that in another session. Transform. When we did that mirror, it actually united these two pieces together. So we may want to go in there and instead of add, we would go new. So that would create a brand new body. So now we can see a separation in those bodies. Okay. And if you ever want to move this body out, somewhere else, we can do a transform. So let's click on transform. Let's move in. Transform right there. So it's there's no shortcut for it either. So entities to transform. So this will be my entity. Points, lines. What do we want to transform? And I want to put here X, Y, Z. I'm going to transform it 10 millimeters in X. And then I want to copy that part, or do I want to use it the same old part? So I could do a -10 and it would shift it over. So actually, yeah, we're opposite. We're like on the back side, so that's why it's negative. So this is the top view right here. This is front. So moving it 10 millimeters, moved it to 10 millimeters. So we would do -10. Okay. So now we have two parts. Okay, we're going to go to circular pattern. We're going to choose our feature pattern, axis. Okay, it just created from this point right here, it created many new points. So we can add how many we want. Okay, 5, and it tells us, do we want 360 degrees or do we want 180 degrees? And then we can do it centered off of there. We can change this down so we can do that. And if we really wanted to, we can skip instances. But yeah, so it's not going to let me do this, so it's having some sort of issue. But yeah, when it's red, it's going to tell me that it's having a problem. So let me go 360. Okay. So now that's the instance array or the circular pattern. Let's do a linear pattern. Let's choose the circle. Entities, okay. Guide, direction. We want to go direction. Let me choose something here. Entities to pattern 1. Direction. It's not going to let me choose it. Direction. Or does it? Edge of the shell. Let's see what it does. Okay. Looks like. What did it just do? I think I know what it chose the entire thing. Space bar, get you out of that. Back top, back view. Okay. Let's go with linear pattern. I'm going to choose our 4 holes. Direction is okay. It made a whole new piece. which is not what I wanted. Okay, not what I wanted. I'm going to undo this. Okay, I'm going to go back till we're back to that normal circle. This is how you do linear pattern. Okay, we're going to pick part face pattern. Okay, if we want to move this whole direction, we're going to choose this edge as our X direction edge. Let's see if I can choose one edge. Okay, direction. Oh, I don't want to choose that. Direction. I want direction is this edge. Yeah, okay, there we go. See, it flipped it over here. It's outside the part, so we just got to change this to 10. Or we can change it to, let's say, 3 millimeters, and we can do an instance of 5. So there's 5 instances of that. Okay. And we can do a circular pattern of those guys. Choose face pattern. Add a pattern. So we got to choose like our center selection area. Let's say we wanted to select it around that, so it rotated those two around this guy right here. So that's what it's doing. Equally spacing. We do 6. So now we're going to show how to split a body. So we can go up here to split. Part surfaces, curve to split. We're going to select this entire entity to split with. So we're going to choose an edge. So your part, your edge, keep both sides. Okay. So now we have 2 different pieces now. So it's separated. Okay. If we want, we could should be able to suppress hide part 3. Yep. So there we got part 4. Undo that, and if we want to bring it back to its original shape, we could go with a Boolean union, so it would keep both. So this to this, okay, it unites it back together. Or we just simply remove this Boolean, remove the split, it's back to normal. Now I'm going to show the function Revolve. So we're going to open up a brand new part, so create part studio. I named this one Revolve, okay. So now we're going to go onto the sketch, and we're going to sketch onto the front plane. Alright, I'm just going to click on this front up here, right there, click on the blue, and it pops into position. Now I'm going to create a 3-point circle, or a circle, 1, 2, 3, whatever, yeah, center point circle, that's fine, doesn't matter which one you do, okay. So now we will create a surface on another. Actually, I think I do want the other circle. So go back to front. Alright, we will create a circle from the center here, and we will add a dimension to that, 60 millimeters. Okay, and now we want to revolve this. We want to put a line up through this surface right here. So we gotta go to the right plane. So I'm going to close out of that guy, and I'm going to choose another sketch on this right plane. Okay, and now I'm going to just create a curve going off of here. Okay, or spline or something. So let's create a center part with arc. Okay. Now it has to touch this, so no, that's not going to do it. So we're going to choose a 3-point arc starting from here, there, yep, so we can do something like that. And now we should be able to do, out of both of those, we should hit Revolve, creating a full one, so this is faces, sketch regions to revolve, so this, and this is my axis to revolve about, okay, and let's see, so that revolved it and created a donut, okay. I'm not quite sure why it didn't stop there. I thought it would actually stop. Let me change edge of sketch. Let me go to get rid of that revolve axis. Just that. No, but for some reason it just wants to create a donut. Let's see if I can change something here. Okay, this is where I found. Alright. Going to this, I'm going to get, okay. Now we're going to revolve. So we're choosing faces and sketch regions to revolve. So this is my region I want to revolve. This is my revolve axis. Okay. You can see it revolved all the way. It's doing a full revolve. So I can put in here, I can do one direction. I can put in my angle, so we can go 90, and it would extend out, or we can go with different symmetric, and we can go with 2 directions. Okay. And let's see if I can grab this and pull it around. Yeah, I can make this, I can change this and go any amount I want right there. So yeah, I can change that, and that is revolve. We could do 100% revolve, so we just would click on that and then go with full revolve, and that's giving you a full circle if that's what you wanted. So making a tire or a donut. That's what that is. Okay. That there makes a hollow revolve. So it made a thin revolve, and we can change the thicknesses of that material. So inner and outer. We can grab these and we can swing them around. Okay. Let's see what the surface does. Edge. Axis. Okay, I already knew the axis. So it's just doing a hollow revolve. And it's asking how many degrees I want to do. Let's say just 90. But I can grab that and swing it around too. Okay. So that's the revolve function.
Now we're going to go over the Loft function within Onshape. Let's get started.
So for Loft, right here is Loft. What we did was first we started a new tab, create Part Studio, and then now we're going to go to Loft. So Loft requires a small circle or rectangle or square, and then another one, so it has to loft to each other. So I'm going to read that. Create and add to, subtract from, intersect parts, surfaces, thin parts by placing smooth surfaces between the ordered profiles. Okay. So first we're going to need a couple profiles. So I'm going to need 2 planes. So I'm going to go use this top plane. I'm going to hide my front plane to hide it. Hit there. Hide that one. And I can right click on this and I can go to offset a plane. So let's say we want to do 100 millimeters off of that edge is my one plane. Okay, plane 1 and then top. Okay. So now I'm going to create a large circle to a small circle. That'll be my first loft attempt. So I will go down here and I will create a circle. So from the certain type of circle I want, center point circle. So includes that guy. We're gonna go 75. Okay, I'm gonna change the size of this to 75. Okay, and then this guy, I'm gonna add a circle to this guy too, and we're going to choose this as my base point if it allows me. Yep. So should be working on that plane 1. Why didn't it go to plane 1? Go to plane 1. I want plane 1 active. Okay, there we go. And then sketch. Why did it jump to sketch 2 there? I want to work on sketch 1. Maybe I need to create a new sketch on plane 1. There you go. Okay, that's what it was. So sketch 2, and now I want to create that circle. So okay, and looks like they are off-centered. So maybe what I want to do is I want to use a feature called project. Click over that. So I want to, where's my project? So they got use, project, or convert. So what I'm going to do is click on this guy, and you can see it automatically jumps to there. So that's exactly what I wanted to do. But now I don't want it identical. I want to make this a little bit offset or a little bit bigger or smaller. So I'm going to click on this guy, and now I'm going to go edit this sketch too. Okay, and I'm going to add a dimension here. We're going to change this to, let's say, 25. Okay, it says it can't be resolved. Let's get rid of any constraints. So I want to can I get rid of that? Yep. Okay. I was just able to click on that dimension and get rid of that red dimension. So that was a constraint that I was doing. So now let's do my loft feature from the 2 profiles. Select the profile in order from start to finish. So we got here to here, and yeah, as simple as that. So let's play around with a couple of these. Normal, and then tangent. So it gives you different types of lofts. Match curvature. It's not really anything to match there. Tangent direction. Okay, so yeah, here's the tip of your airplane or something like that. Could be like that. Let's go through a couple of these. So surface looks like, yeah, we can see through it now. Okay, that's just a cone. Let's go with thin, so we can thin it or thicken it. We can put 5 millimeters inside, 5 millimeters outside. Shows you the thickness of it. So let's complicate this a little bit, and let's go with another loft. But this time we're going to go with a square shape and going to a round. Alright, here we go. So I will create a new plane. I'm going to create a plane. I'm going to get rid of this loft here. And I'm going to create a new plane off of this space down here, offset. New offset plane. I'm going to go, let's go with, 80 millimeters up here. Okay. Now plane 2. I will activate a sketch on plane 2. And now I will make a square. Okay, and I can dimension that square if I want to. 75, 60, sure. Okay, so now I want to take this shape and then put it on that shape right there. So maybe what I want to do is find like the center points of these 2 guys. So let's create a line in here. So I'm going to create a line. I'm going to close that. I'm going to go back to sketch 3, and I'm going to create a line with midpoint line from here to here. That doesn't look like a midpoint to me. So what I can do is I can go midpoint here to here. Should have done it. Nope, didn't like that. How about do it again? There it goes. Okay, it shifted. Perfect. Now, top view here. Let's take a look at the top view, and let's move this rectangle over. We're going to try to get it to 0 to there. So we're going to do dimension, sketch, and we want to do this guy right here. We will make a construction line, so it's just a helper line. Okay. And then we want to make one more line from, say, here to here. Escape, construction. So those are just lines that help us. And now we want to do a dimension from here to here, 0. Yep. It doesn't like that. And then okay, perfect. And now we're going to do this line to that line, or this line to that point. Okay, looks like everything's perfect. Looks like it's shifted there. It is now perfect down there. Okay, so now we're going to try our loft function. We're going to hide this top plane and that top sketch. We're going to get rid of that guy. We don't need to see that right now. Alright, so now we're going to try and loft this. So we're going to choose our first profile. We'll see how this looks. And then, okay, what I'm going to do is undo that. I'm going to choose that as a plane. Okay, profiles, sketch 3 to this. Alright, and that's as simple as it is. Let's see what the other options allow us to do. Let's go with, what else can we do here? Yep, we can play with the profiles. So it didn't like that one. So it only looked at the first one pretty much. Normal direction, tangent, okay. So we get normal, that's pretty cool. We can thicken this up, we can thin it out. Let's see, we go through here, play around with some of these, tangent. So it doesn't like that one. Something happened with the circle to where it's probably not doing it properly. Okay, we're just going to do that one right there. Or none at all. Let's choose none. It doesn't even like that. Merge with scope. Merge with all. No, it doesn't like anything. Alright, so we'll go back to new and none. We could play around with that. Nope. No, it doesn't like that. None. But there's our edge. Let's see what these functions do. Guides and continuity, path. Nope. So, but yeah, that's our loft, solid loft. Sketch, circle, none, all done. We're going to show the sweep function now. First of all, we're going to start with sketch on the front plane. Okay, sketch front plane. We're going to choose a circle from the origin. We're going to go 75 millimeters. Okay. Now 75 millimeters. Now we're going to create our guide path that's going to flow from here. So we'll cancel this one. We're going to use this right plane here. We're going to create a sketch on the right plane. Okay, and then we're going to build the guide. So the guide will be a line. Starts out with a line. Okay, and then we don't want 90 degrees because this circle won't flow along a 90. But let's put a 90, and then I will put a fillet on that 90. Okay. I don't like that. What's it doing? and escape line bottom. So we're on the right view. We want this to be horizontal. So there, okay. And now we want to pull this guy in. It's a little bit too long, okay. And now we're going to put a nice sweeping radius here. Let's put a fillet, okay. It chose 4. I want to put like 50. Let's see what 50 looks like, okay. Looks pretty good. That, I believe that would be pretty good, okay. So escape that fillet and confirm sketch. Sketch is done, okay. So now we have our beginning circle and our sweeping guideline. So let's choose sweep. So faces and regions, sketch regions to sweep. So this is what I want to sweep. This is my sweep path, okay. Path. Actually, I could check that right there. All right, and then if we want, we see it already created it, and if we want to change the surface, it actually doesn't. All right, okay, it does. It still works. Just gotta re-choose. Can't have both the same. Sketch 1 to sketch 2. So I just created a tube. Okay. If we want to go thin, we could then control it. So it wants to know faces and regions to sweep, this guy, and then, yep, alright. Then we can change that. The thicknesses, let's say 15, and then this guy would be 5, so it's, you know, thickening it up. And so we could change up to 5, and that edge there would look a lot smoother. Yep, there we go. See that? So that's how you do sweep. If you wanted to go, you know, further up, you could keep going, you know, make nice gradual. If you see where it crashes or it doesn't want to work, it's probably because your radius is too tight.